Welcome, my friends, to the Chronicles of a Christian Drama Queen podcast. I am your host and the original Christian drama queen, Lisa Schaefer, and I am glad that you are here. I can promise you that I know what it's like to think like a lover of Jesus, but live like a hot mess every day. And if you can relate, you're in the right place. Everything from the craziness of homeschooling my kids for 25 years to overcoming deep wounds of abandonment and abuse. Stay with me, sister. I have walked down those roads, and I've got decades of healing and hope. God's called me to share it with you, so here we go. So today has been one of those days when I have been extremely, shall we say just frustrated, or I don't know. I don't know. So as you can tell from looking at my desk, first of all, I've got this really echoey thing going on with the microphone. And that is because my sound dampening is not here in my office yet. And I do have a brand new, I don't say new, I brought out the old retro Radio Vision microphone and headset. And I just love them because, number one, there is no delay in the microphone, which is a huge deal. Evidently, it's a big deal. And I don't have to worry about not being able to hear myself talk. But the other issue that I've got going on today is that it's starting to get much warmer in our home. And I pride myself on the fact that my podcast is not the most professional one out there. I'm absolutely more than happy to tell you the window is open. There's traffic flying by. The train's probably going to pass here in just a few minutes. So we'll get to hear that. Plus, my husband's going to drive up into the driveway right outside my door and march into the house saying, "Come on, let's hurry up. We got to go," because he's got to go somewhere. So I just, when you tune into my podcast, I hope you understand that we are big on authenticity and not really too big on appearances. We don't. I just don't. I don't do that. I will tell you this though. This is what my desk looks like when I've had all kinds of tech issues, and I've had some tech issues today. So for those of you that are watching the video, you are able to see how incredibly authentic and unprofessional the Christian drama queen lives in her office. The other thing is, I've had some issues with just some tech issues today. And this Christian drama queen likes high-tech stuff, man. I'm okay with not sounding, perfectly professional. Hear the wind blowing out my window? That is the wind. For those of you that think Chicago is the windy city, you ain't been to Kansas. We have high wind all the time. People go, "Ooh, 35 mile per hour gust." We're like, what? That didn't even mess up my hair. Anyway, so I really enjoy having all the right tech stuff. Now I can't afford, don't misunderstand me. I really can't afford to have all the high tech stuff, but I love having the high tech stuff. I am one of those people that wants electronics for Christmas. I want electronics for Christmas. And if I can't have electronics for my office, I want electronics for my car. I don't care. If I don't care, who knows? I absolutely love having electronics. And so, so today was one of those days where I took the computer. Listen, I have like 42 USB ports coming out of my computer. I had to take it apart. I got a new monitor that's not a new monitor, but it's new to me. I spent $10 on a 27-inch Hewlett Packard monitor, you guys. It rocks. I'm very excited. But my camera's not in the right place now because this is where my screen is and this is where you guys are. I had to get the right cord for that. It wasn't working right in the back of my computer. Take the computer box in. And then, of course, I had to leave it. I had to leave my baby there at the tech office, and they had to mess with my computer stuff. And then I had to drive to the store, and I was on the road for a couple of hours. And then I come home and I get the computer and I bring it back to the house, and it doesn't work. So I had to call the guy, tech guy. Now listen, I am really, really fortunate. I don't know what you guys do when you have tech. I don't know. If you have tick issues, you can use a little tea tree oil. Now take care of the tick issues. But if you have tech issues, I I want someone to come to me. I want him to come to my office and sit in my chair and hear what I hear and understand what I mean when I say I have a delay, not an echo, but a delay. And the poor Microsoft gal that got into my computer and tried to figure out what was going on with the delay, she kept telling me things to click, and then she got into my computer and she was clicking them. And I told her, I've already done all this stuff. Turns out I just had really crummy equipment. But anyway, I upgraded back to the Retro Radio Vision stuff, which is my Behringer microphone, the Euphoria UMC 22 mixer, and the headset, and the blah, blah, blah. Right. It's been sitting in a box for the last 3 or 4 years. And now here we are. But the guy had to come to the house. I just kind of told him, I can't fix this, and I need you to come and fix it for me. And God love him, he did. He came to my house. He's like 10 miles away, and he came to the house. I was pretty impressed. I got to be honest with you. I was pretty impressed because, you don't have to do that, right? I mean, most people don't have to do that. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So he showed up and he got in my office and played around with some stuff. And then he had the right cord, which is a cord I did not have. I had an Audi when I needed an innie, or an innie when I had an Audi. I don't know what the deal was. But I am finding that the older I get, the more I want to have the right kind of high-tech toys. I want to have better video quality, and I want to have better audio quality, and it's coming. I'm going to put sound dampeners up in this office. That's going to make a huge difference. I'm going to get a tower air conditioner that will run very, very quietly, so I don't have to have windows open. I mean, we live out in the country, guys, so I don't turn my air conditioner on until like June. Maybe if I can avoid running that air conditioner clear up to July 1st, that is a banner year. I'm not turning that thing on. It's too expensive, and it really doesn't cool all that much anyway. So we live in a pretty large home. So anyway, I want to have a good production sound, high sound quality studio. It's not probably helpful that I spent several years in radio and we had a real, control room where we controlled all the sound, right? So I don't have all of that yet, but it's coming. And I'm just finding that I gotta have the right kinds of equipment. I want to have the high tech this and the high tech that. Now, with that being said, you guys need to understand that the intro and the outro to my show was done when I had no actual playback. I could not hear what was happening with the music or with my voice in the headphones when I recorded them. I just looked at the numbers. I looked at the number that the microphone was on. I looked at the number that the music was coming in to the computer at, and then I mixed them to kind of sort of work. So now that I have sound quality playback in the headset, maybe I'll redo the intro. I don't know. But do you ever find yourself, I had this conversation today with somebody, a little friend of mine. By the way, for those of you that are local listeners, y'all need to check out the TCW Tech guys. If you have problems with the computer or phone or whatever, you need to go to the Next Tech office in Hillsboro or TCW office in Abilene, or there's another one. Oh, there goes my phone. See what I mean about sound quality stuff? You're going to hear it all. There's the trucker going down the road. You hear that, right? So it's okay. I don't have a problem with that. I hope you guys don't have a problem with that. But I'm finding, and I had this conversation today with a little friend of mine, that we get really caught up in some non-essentials, right? So like one of my most recent non-essential things is my nails. It's my manicure. Now, believe me, hang on, I got to turn the light on. All right. I don't have a problem doing without the manicure for a while, but I sure like it when I can get it. And when we had COVID and, everybody had COVID and everything was shut down, the salon wasn't open. Nobody could get their hair done. Man, that was the first thing I was going to do. As soon as we got, quote, released, I was out getting my hair done. And I find it the same way with this tech savvy, this high tech stuff. I know I don't have to have the fanciest this and that. I'm going to do the show with my cruddy old, it's actually a headset that I used with a phone when I was doing sales on the phone from home, and I would just plug it into the handset of my phone. It was before we had cell phones. I know people like to talk about that because I was like so long ago. But I would use that headset if that's all I had. And in fact, I have before to do audio and video. But I'd become, I don't know, maybe kind of princessy about the high-tech stuff. Like I want the microphone to work right. I want it to be a nice microphone. I want the sound quality to be good. I want my office to be soundproofed, which it will be here in the next week or two. They're just some of these things that I just, now I feel like I've got to have. And I wonder sometimes, does God look at that stuff and go, you are cracking me up? Does he look at the little wants and then just go, you are so funny that you're worried about that? That just cracks me up. Or, I feel like this, and maybe this is not how others feel, but I feel like God knows the desires of my heart and in fact puts them there. He gives me the desires of my heart. Now, I don't think that always means he gives me what I want. I think he actually inputs things into our lives that are the desires that we never knew we wanted. Right? So like I got into radio in 1989 or 1989 or 19. Some of you were not born. And I got into radio and didn't know I was going to love it. And I just fell in love with it. And I still want to talk to this stupid microphone all the time. So I think that God is good with my little interesting, quirky, kind of fun things that I think I just have to have. I think he looks at me because he loves me, right? I think he looks at me and he loves me. And I think he just goes, you're just so funny. I don't know. Maybe not. Thanks for joining me today, guys. You've been listening to the Chronicles of the Christian Drama Queen podcast. Listen, several things happening with me right now. I want to let you know about these things. First of all, go to ChristianDramaQueen.com if you want to know more about me or about the show, about the Discarded Bible study that I wrote. It's called Discarded, A Daughter's Journey to Reclaim Freedom and Forgive the Father Who Left Her Behind. You can check that out on Amazon or just shoot me an email at lisa@ChristianDramaQueen.com and I'll make sure you get hooked up with that. So make sure you join me every week for new episodes of the Christian Drama Queen, Chronicles of Christian Drama Queen. And by the way, Conviction Radio. In May, I will be hosting a new show called Keeping It Real with the Christian Drama Queen, where we actually talk to folks about redemption stories, things that they've come out of, things that they've overcome. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll get a lot from it. I think you'll be inspired, right? Yeah, I think so. Listen, guys, I'll talk to you soon. I love ya.